Welcome back everyone to another portfolio update video. I'm back once again covering the performance of my almost $152,000 portfolio. In this video, we'll jump into all the holdings I have in my portfolio, as well as any transactions, stock buys, sales, or dividends my accounts have seen over the past week. As briefly mentioned, my portfolio is currently valued at $151,871.04 on a total all-time gain of $24,830.94, or about 19.6%. My portfolio can then be broken down into the following accounts: my 5% interest cash account, which is at $24,710.85, my TFSA at $44,167.71, my RRSP at $38,557.28, my non-registered account at $17,529.95, and lastly, my cryptocurrency account, which is at $26,907.75. To start us out, jumping into the TFSA, it had a gain of almost $600 or 1.36% over this past week, and the total value once again is sitting at $44,167.71. And I actually had a fair bit of movement here in the TFSA this week, starting out with a $200 deposit from my cash account. And with that $200, I had my recurring buy of XEQT for $160 and a recurring buy of QQC.F for $40. And I did get quite a few dividends this week, but I believe I got them at the end of the week, so it did not automatically fill the orders for these yet. So as of right now, they're just dividends. They have not been automatically reinvested. That goes for all the accounts going forward. So to start out, I got a dividend from XEQT for $24.55, a VIU dividend for $12.63, a V dividend for $1.24, and lastly, a dividend from VCE worth $7.93. Now jumping into the RRSP, this account had a gain of almost $300 this week, or 0.78%, and the account is sitting at $38,557.28. And once again, just like the TFSA, a few dividends here on this account, but I'll get into those in a second. We'll start up at the top here, a $200 deposit from my cash account, which then I used to do my recurring buys of VOO, so $120 worth of that, $80 worth of SCHD, and I do have a fair bit of a cash balance in this account of still about 3,000 Canadian, and I'm slowly buying Palantir about $100 every single week, so I had my recurring buy of that. And then we'll jump into the dividends here, a VIU dividend worth $5.76, a V dividend worth 40 cents, and a VCE dividend worth $3.59. Next up, my non-registered account. This account was down $25 on the week, or 0.14%, and the account is sitting at $17,529.95. And the only thing that happened in this account this week was a few dividends here. A VIU dividend worth $7.93, a V dividend worth $0.65, and a VCE dividend worth $5.91. Now, something I've actually done in this account is I've turned off my dividend reinvestments just because I think I'm going to start cycling the cash balance in my non-registered account into one of my registered accounts, so either my TFSA or RRSP. So I won't have any more drip going on here in the non-registered account. Maybe that's a mistake. Leave me a comment down below if I should keep it on. But I think it'll be better if I put this cash somewhere else where it is tax advantaged. The crypto account was pretty flat on the week, just up about $80 or 0.3%, and the account is at $26,894.74. The crypto market is in a pretty unique spot right now. It is just been pretty stagnant for the past little bit. It's kind of just been floating between 60,000, or Bitcoin at least has been sitting between 60,000 US and 70,000 US. It's been in a bit of a range. I'm very interested to see whether this is going to break up or break down. I'm sure we will be finding out in the next few weeks. But in the crypto account, I had a $100 deposit from my cash account, and with that $100, I just had all my same recurring buys I've been doing for the past few months. So $30 of Ethereum, $30 of Polygon Matic, $20 of Chainlink, and $20 of Polkadot. As for my cash account earning me 5% interest, this account is sitting at $24,710.85, and the total interest earned this month is just over $100 now. It's at $102.31. And I do have a few transactions I'm going to blur out there on the bottom. They were just some personal e-transfers. I do use this account to pay for things sometimes, but I try my best not to. Like I have been having a very, very expensive life recently. If you did not know, I just recently bought a house. So there's a lot of unexpected costs, and I have had to dig into this cash balance a little bit here and there. Once again, popping into my portfolio tracking spreadsheet where my total portfolio is at $151,802.59. I've said this before, but my portfolio tracking spreadsheet tends to give me a more accurate number for my returns in my total portfolio value. So I tend to go off this more than what displays on Wealthsimple, just for personal reasons. But anyways, we're sitting at an all-time gain of $24,300 or about 19%. At the time we're recording this video, it is currently June 30th. So if you're watching this on Canada Day or shortly after, happy Canada Day to you all. We will be putting in a new bar here on the graphs very shortly for July 1st. And I think we should have a little bit of growth if crypto stays up during this long weekend. And depending what the US stock market does on Monday, July 1st, because it will be open. But I think we will have a little bit of growth here on the overall portfolio and within a few of my accounts down here. If you want to pause and see any of my individual holdings, now is your time. I'm going to just scroll down, and you can, of course, go ahead and pause at any point here. And I'll also head over to my cryptocurrency holdings, so you can pause here as well. With all the dividends I received the other day, I did break $1,000 worth of dividends / interest earned in 2024, and I'm super, super happy about this. We've already surpassed the total dividend and interest gained in 2023, and the year is kind of just over half over, so we might get pretty close to $2,000. I'm gonna guess about $1,800 worth of dividends and interest for the year 2024, but we will see, of course, as we get later on in the year. And with the new dividends received, the totals for June, this will probably be a final number now since it is June 30th. I received $58.06 worth of dividends in my TFSA in June. And in June in my RRSP, it was $13.09. In my personal account, it was $20.15 worth of dividends. And in my cash account, my interest payment on June 1st was $112. I should be getting about $103, $104 here on July 1st as well. Something I touched on last week a little bit here was ETF overlap. And I think I am going to go ahead and sell some of these ETFs here, specifically VDY, these four right here. And I'm just going to cycle it into XEQT. I think for my own like OCD tendencies, I kind of want to have these all into one ETF. And of course, XEQT doesn't have all the exact holdings of these ETFs, but it's pretty close, and I think it's good enough for me. I've also been sitting on the fence of buying more Tesla shares. I think I'm going to leave my Tesla shares as is. Like it's a pretty big percentage of my portfolio. I don't want to be too risk on with Tesla. I am bullish on it, but I think I'm happy with the amount of shares I have. I've got 20 shares in my TFSA and 15.5 shares of Tesla in my RRSP. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's 11% of my RRSP and 12% of my TFSA. So I think I'm going to chill on Tesla. But for Palantir, I'm going to continue buying $100 worth of Palantir every single week. I've currently bought it for 3 weeks in a row now. I might buy it for 10 weeks in a row so I can get $1,000 in. And I might throw the rest of this $3,000 into VOO, SCHD, or some ETFs. We'll see what happens. Same with the $2,000 here in my TFSA. I'm thinking maybe a couple more shares of Palantir, maybe a few $100s worth of Palantir. I'm bullish on Palantir, if you did not know. And with the remaining, I'll probably just cycle it into XEQT and some QQC. That's going to do it for this video. I really appreciate it. If you have made it this far, be sure to leave a like down below. Let's try and break 50 on this video. And if you're not subscribed with that bell icon hit, be sure to do that now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.